Last time on the build.
Look, aren't they pretty?
Yeah, cleaned up really nice. Cleaned up really nice.
Fold them up.
Most of the paint's already off. Make it easier in the shop blast when we throw them in. Take this, get it set to the right adjustments. This thing for your smaller valves, for valve springs I should say. Close that in. It goes right over top of the retainer. Need this opened up since it's a wider head. See? Perfect. Sits right over top of the retainer.
Okay. Yep. This side presses on the valve.
And this side right here compresses to the valve. So we'll see how. Yeah, see? Perfect. And take the keepers out. We always put them in these old pill bottles. As soon as we take them out, the way we don't lose them if we drop them. We're not searching under benches and everything for them.
Okay.
And that just comes off like so. Then all that's left is the valve seal, and then the rotating thing that springs were sitting on.
Okay.
Just go back and forth. Now some of these, from the valve adjustment and everything, and put too much pressure and stuff on the tip of the valve, and they cause it to wear funny.
Okay.
You get little burrs and stuff there on the end of the valve. So what you want to do is just grab yourself a file. Just rotate the valve while you're grinding it down. Sometimes they just get all beat up and not much you can do. Some people just decide to take hammers and punches and try to punch them through, and they'll just damage the valve even more, and then you're going to end up have to buy a new valve, because you go to tip them and everything on the valve grinding machine, sometimes it just won't come out. So if you notice any sharp edges or anything on the tip of the valve, it would not hurt to go ahead and grab a file and file it off. If you got bronze guides and everything in here inserted, you got that lip and everything there on the tip of the valve, you could put a decent little scratch and stuff down in there. All right, now this one, got the rotators and everything on the exhaust side too. That does is spring and everything sits on top. It rotates the valve,
Right.
keep it from sitting in the same spot. The way increases the durability of the valve and keeps it from burning. The way it's not sitting in one place on the seat, and it just
So the valve itself will kind of rotate a little bit and hit a different spot,
exactly.
so it wears even.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the valve job and everything lasts longer and look better when you go to tear it down.
Sounds good.
All right, now
Okay, so what's the next step after disassembly?
after disassembly, get them caged up and throw them in the shop blaster for 5 to 7 minutes, and they'll come out and look like a brand new piece of cast iron. All right. Well, initially, really don't see anything until we get the flux and everything on there. But pre-inspection, really didn't notice any cracks or signs of any cracks. So let's get this magnet on and see what we got.
Okay. Is it common to have a crack in a cylinder head?
Yeah, usually if there's like what Rob said, if there's any overheating or overheating and freezing and everything of the heads and block, pretty much you want to keep everything pretty much well lubricated and in a climate controlled area, the way temperature fluctuation doesn't mess around with the casting.
Okay.
All right, top side's good. Now on this side,
What are we looking for?
here in the chambers, you usually like to crack right going
Across
across,
the valves?
going across from seat to seat.
Okay.
You'll catch an occasional crack going from the coolant hole down to the head bolt hole.
Okay.
But usually any cracks you find in the cast iron, depending on where it's at, it's usually not good to find cracks anywhere though.
Okay.
Some of them you can get away with, but most of them you can't.
All right.
Especially if they're going into a coolant passage, you might as well go ahead and scrap it. No, that's good. No cracks anywhere.
Okay, one down, and we check the other one.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Okay, to give you an example, since our cylinder heads and block were okay, We've got here another customer's cylinder head off a 1950 235 6-cylinder. We're going to check it because there's probably some cracking in this one. So Tony's going to see what we can find out here.
All right. You can start seeing the flux getting down to the crack and everything right there.
What usually causes that cracking? Would have been water in there or overheating?
Possibly, but this motor has been sitting for quite some time. We came in, had rust and everything all over it, and then just from sitting over time, from going from hot to cold, causing stress cracks and everything. But this one right here, you can see the crack and everything right there is actually going down inside a coolant passage. So I can take my finger and stick
right
it in
underneath there.
and get right back behind it.
Okay. So this head is beyond repair.
Correct.
Okay. And we're just lucky with the Malibu that we didn't have this, so we won't have to try to search for parts.
Right.
So we have a car that went through a brick wall, but honestly, the engine is still completely intact.
Yes, sir.
So very usable. That's a good thing. A lot of people think that just because it's in a wreck and it hits on the front, the engine's no good. In this case, we can show how severe something can get hit, and there's a good chance that the motor's okay.
Right.
All right. Good job, Tony. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem.